eterno jugar, campeón mundial, WBA 147.
I have no message for the man.
What's going on, you guys? So as the time counts down between the big showdown this weekend between Errol the True Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas, there's been conversations in the community as to is Errol Spence the same fighter, and it's been a narrative for Errol Spence Jr. ever since he returned against Danny Garcia. Now, Ishmael Salinas, Ugas' trainer, has some things to say about Errol Spence Jr., and he don't think Errol Spence Jr. is the same fighter. Hit that like button for your boy. Give me that HBO special. This is the Help a Brother Out special. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers. So Ishmael Salinas, the trainer of Yordenis Ugas, a.k.a. Yoda, maybe he's playing some Jedi mind tricks, right? Because this has been a narrative for a while about Errol Spence Jr. And of course, we haven't seen him in action too much these past few years, but it's been a narrative that he's not the same guy after the accident. A lot of professionals, a lot of trainers, some fighters been saying that Errol Spence, they just don't see the same guy. But if I'm honest, in this camp, particular fight camp, going into this fight with Ugas, Errol Spence Jr. looks to be in top form. He looked to be firing on all cylinders, and he looks to be in the best shape he's been in quite some time. But this is what Ishmael Salinas had to say. He says, I watched Errol Spence Jr. fight Sean Porter, and then I watched Errol Spence fight Danny Garcia. After Spence had his car accident, it was not the same Errol Spence Jr. I do believe he lost something between the Porter and Garcia fights. I want to face the best Errol Spence Jr. because I want the fans to get a great show. This is one of the biggest fights of the year. If he's in top condition, then Ugas would be ready to give him a hell of a fight. And yeah, going into this fight this weekend, of course, we're going to do our final predictions tomorrow, right? Friday. We're going to do our final predictions. We're going to go live. We're going to talk about it. But going into this fight, it seemed like people just really not giving Ugas too much of a chance. You can never count out a guy like that, right? In my opinion, you just can never do it. And I suggest Errol Spence Jr. don't fall for it. Take Ugas serious. Don't go up in there thinking it's gonna be easy. Ugas got a lot of momentum going into this fight. And Ugas is not about to lay down. And if we learn anything about Ugas over the past 4 years, he don't take steps back. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna take whatever you dish out. If he can't get away from it, he'll just take it. Right? And Ugas, he's more of a counter puncher. You know, Errol Spence Jr., you're a little bit more of a pressure guy, but Ugas have increased his output over the past few fights. He increased his output, but he's still a counter puncher at the end of the day, and he's very good against southpaws. So we truly don't know how this fight is going to go. However, Errol Spence Jr. does look good at going into this fight. Despite what Ishmael Salinas has to say about him not being the same fighter, maybe these guys see something that your average person just don't see. But if I'm not looking too deep into it, Errol Spence Jr. looks to be good, right? And he said himself he's 100%. There's no problem. He said his eye is stronger than ever going into this fight because they reinforced it. So the eye should be no issue in this fight. Really, there's no excuses. You know, whatever happens, happens, and it made the best man win. But Yordenis Ugas, but then he continues to say, training camp has been great. We've had a long camp, and now we're in a period where Ugas is starting to make the adjustments that he'll need to be ready for what Spence brings. So, yeah, they had a good camp. They ready, right? Much more could you say? The open workouts and stuff is going on. The weigh-ins is going to be coming up soon. I mean, look, what more could you really say, right? The talk is over. It's time for action. This is a huge fight for the division, a huge fight for boxing. And then Ugas says, it's a tremendous blessing to be in another big pay-per-view fight, especially against a great champion and top pound-for-pound fighter like Errol Spence Jr. So Ugas is a humble fighter, right? We can't expect him to talk trash. We can't expect him to say anything negative about his opponents. Ugas is probably one of the nicest guys in the sport. So, yeah, I don't expect him to say anything that's, negative towards Errol Spence Jr. You know, I think there's a lot of respect there between these two guys, but they got to throw down this weekend. And I think they're going to fight like they're bitter enemies when they get in the ring. Why? Because stylistically, that's how these dudes fight, right? They fight like there's no friends in there. Like Ugas, he seems like one of the nicest dudes in boxing, but he fights with a lot of heart. Errol Spence Jr., he's a destroyer. He's going to come through. He's going to try to bully you and beat you up, attack the body, put that jab in your face, and do what he does best. So, yeah, Ishmael Salinas, though, as far as him saying that Errol Spence Jr. is not the same fighter. I mean, we go find out this weekend. And of course, he better make sure Yordenis Ugas is well prepared to deal with. He better make sure that Yordenis Ugas is well prepared to deal with whatever Errol Spence Jr. brings. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.